A man with a badge and a gun demanded the keys to my house. He learned too late that some doors shouldn't be kicked in. I was on my own doorstep, the wood grain of the frame solid under my palm with the barrel of a pistol centered on my chest. It started with official letters, then came the intimidation. Now this, a fabricated HOA security officer in a tactical vest, hand shaking, ordering me to surrender a spare key to my property. "The ordinance requires it," he stated, his voice tight. "Final compliance is mandatory." "There is no such ordinance," I replied, my tone level. "And even if there was, it wouldn't hold up." "You don't make the rules," he hissed, leaning in. "We do." "My name is David Vance. I served. I came to this neighborhood for the quiet, not a power struggle. That ended when a board member named Patricia Greer decided rules were suggestions she could rewrite. Petty citations about grass length, garbage bins, the color of your curtains. Most folks just nodded to avoid the hassle. Then she announced the emergency access protocol. Every resident was to provide a house key to the association. I read the governing documents. I studied state property law. I sent a formal, written refusal. The response wasn't a letter. It was this man on my porch, weapon drawn, finger hovering near the trigger. I held his gaze. "You're not getting my keys." His knuckle whitened. That tiny nervous movement told me everything. No real training, just bluff and fear. And in that moment, he discovered he'd chosen the wrong veteran to threaten. My reaction wasn't anger. It was calculation. The instant his focus wavered, I moved, stepping inside his reach, my left hand locked onto his wrist, forcing it up and away. The barrel roared, the shot splintering the porch eave above us. He cried out, more surprise than pain. We grappled against the door jamb. He fought with panic. I moved with purpose. A sharp twist, and the pistol clattered onto the boards. We both dove. I reached it first. In one fluid motion, I pivoted, creating distance, the weapon now in my grasp and aimed at him. His bravado vanished, replaced with pure terror. "Wait," he stammered. "You aimed a firearm at me, on my property." He took a reckless step forward. I fired. The round took him in the thigh. He crumpled with a sharp cry. When he tried to drag himself away, I fired again, targeting his other leg. He screamed, collapsing fully, blood beginning to darken the welcome mat. You cannot negotiate with someone who mistakes a vest for authority. "Who sent you?" I asked, the gun steady. "Patricia," he gasped through the pain. "Patricia Greer. She said you were a problem. She told me to make you comply." Sirens wailed in the distance. I stepped back, kicked the gun far from his reach, and dialed emergency services. "Help is coming," I told him. "Don't move." The police arrived swiftly. They saw the scene, the wounded imposter, the secured weapon, me with hands open and visible. I explained. I showed my identification, including my veteran status. They listened. They reviewed my doorbell camera footage. The narrative shifted from disturbance to self-defense in minutes. They went for Patricia Greer immediately. By that evening, investigators were tearing through HOA records, uncovering fabricated minutes, coerced votes, and a trail of bullying. Neighbors emerged with their own stories. Many had handed over keys just to avoid confrontation. The man on my porch survived, but with permanent injuries. In custody, he gave them everything: texts, emails, a recorded conversation with Patricia outlining the plan to pressure the resistant owner. The legal fallout was swift. My case was closed. Clear and justified defense. No charges. Patricia Greer was not so lucky. Arrested, charged with conspiracy, falsification, and solicitation of assault. The evidence was overwhelming. She received a 12-year prison sentence, massive fines, and a lifetime ban from any property board. The pretend officer was convicted on multiple counts. His prison term was lengthy, his life irrevocably changed. The HOA itself imploded. Lawsuits mounted. The entire board resigned. A judge dissolved the association entirely, declaring the so-called key rule void from its inception. I installed a new, stronger door. The cameras remained. The whispers from neighbors turned into nods of respect. The street felt different, lighter. true power isn't taken by force, it's retained by refusing to yield. This wasn't about winning a fight, it was about drawing a line. When corrupt authority meets quiet resolve, the foundation of that authority cracks. Fear only works until it meets someone who cannot be frightened. If you value stories about standing your ground, show some support. Hit that like button for wins of thought. Your engagement helps protect these narratives.